Peace, everyone. I'm back again for another episode on The Truth is in the Books of God, and today I want to talk about the eventual end of this generation and the signs that are pretty clear, and specifically from the Quran. You can read them in the Torah and the Bible and all, that every generation before us has met its end. I mean, we don't see any generations surviving on the earth. I mean, it's not like you see people that were here 300 years ago still here. There's a non-starter in conversation that the end of every generation comes, whether it's a devastation or it's a normal end to their livelihood, so-called natural disasters. But in the end, everybody dies here. There's no perpetual life in this world. This is a false narrative they're playing today to make you believe that they can make you live forever in this life through whatever means they think they can conjure up. And they've been promising you this for a long time. And obviously it's all a hoax, all a deception that is going to cause the eventual end of this generation in a quite a catastrophic way, which is coming in our direction with the way mankind is behaving in complete rebellion and rejection of God and His books and His messengers, and basically hastening the punishment of God upon themselves. And that's what every generation does. It's not like we are any super generation that is so far advanced, and this used to happen to people before us, and it's not going to happen to us because for some reason we are created differently than the rest of mankind. And this is just a delusion we will live in until we meet our end, which is death. I mean, the end of all of us is death in this life. There's no perpetual life here. There's going to be no perpetual life here. There never has been and never will be, and this world will eventually end. So now coming back to what I want to talk about is the eventual end of this current generation. The messenger of God is here. I'm here. I've been delivering this message now for almost 12 years, and obviously the response is nothing. Nobody wants to believe, and why would that be surprising? I mean, this is not surprising for me. It's only surprising for people on the earth who say, hey, nobody's listening to you. I mean, that is a big flawed sense of reality by people who have no knowledge, that there has been no messenger before me that was believed. None of them were believed. They were killed. They were called crazy. They were called idiots. They were called all sorts of names, mystified, magicians. I mean, you name it. They were named all these things. They were never openly accepted. It's only when they died they were made into gods. I mean, this is what mankind does. Okay, this guy was, he's a messenger, let's make him God, So this is not a new phenomena that is happening now. I mean, I'm not like, oh my God, I'm the last messenger. I'm the only messenger to follow. No, every messenger came with the same message. The messages got aggregated and ended with Moses, with the final message that God sent to mankind, which was then repeated by all the messengers and prophets after Moses, including Jesus and Muhammad. And the Quran is the seal of that prophecy. The Quran seals all prophecy, and that's why Muhammad is called the seal of the prophets. In Arabic, he's called Khatam al-Nabiyyin, and fundamentally that means seal of the prophets, or the stamp. He is the stamp of all prophets. The stamp or the seal he came with is the Quran. The Quran has all prophecy sealed in it, inscribed in it, saved in it, and cannot be changed. It cannot never be changed. It's not going to be changed. You can cry and you can laugh, or you can hate, or you can love, or whatever you want. It doesn't matter. It's not going to change the Quran. People want the Quran to be put aside, and the violence should be hidden. What violence? Don't you see yourselves killing each other out there? These bloody governments hating on their people, totally insane laws and regulations that destroy the soul of every human. Every cognizant, rational human is being destroyed by these stupid authorities that have no authority but enforce their authority because you people are weak and lowly to them, when you are free if you want to be free. Yeah, really, in this world, of course, nobody is free. When I say free, we're free to do what we are allowed to do by God, and no one can stop us. They can try and kill us. That's fine. We're going to die. The one who kills me is also going to die. How long is he going to last after he kills me? Does he think he's going to last another 100 years or another 50? How long is he going to last? This is the delusion that mankind lives in. The governments that are set up all fall. There's no government that has never fallen in the past. The United States is not the exceptional government, nor is Europe, nor any other country, nor China, nor Russia, nor none of them. They're all delusional, mind control schemes to enslave their people to do what they want them to do while they make them think that they are free. Wow. That's just the best Machiavellian plot that I could even imagine. And it's working. It's actually working. These people are crazy. Anyway, so I want to just tell this clearly, that the end of this generation does not mean the end of the world. Every generation has been ended by God, yeah? Every generation has been ended by God, yeah? At the end, He massacres them because they rebel against Him. It's not like we are the first one who are going to be destroyed or we're going to be the last one. No. We are just one more in the uncountable generations before us that have been massacred by God and His angels. Obviously, they're the ones who come and inflict the punishment, or they just sent down some, little storm here or a little piece of the heaven that falls and destroys all of us, and then we make stories about what happened and what didn't happen. It's just, you just have to understand that if you believe there's a God, He has absolute control, obviously, There's no doubt in that. He has complete and total control of what is going on. And you need to understand that. We need to understand that. I understand that very clearly, without a doubt, without a sliver of any kind of delusion or deception. I understand the unseen and how it works. I don't know it. I understand how they work. I don't know what's going on in the unseen. I can tell you how it operates, which I've told you in many episodes before this one. So today I'm just going to go through 3 aspects of what tells me that the punishment is going to come. And it's coming. It's getting closer. What's going on right now on the earth should be a clear indication to anyone who has any kind of faith that there's a major catastrophe coming our way pretty soon. Quite soon, in not so far a future. And things that we can actually see heading our way with all this tyrannical laws and diktats that have been implemented over mankind just this year, which no one could even imagine being implemented over us, for an excuse that cannot be justified. The excuse they give you cannot be justified by what they tell you and what they show you. It's just they've got your minds controlled by their jargon, by their science, by their facts, by their media, by what they tell you in the mainstream media and what they hypnotize you with. So let's look at 3 aspects here. I'm going to go through 3. There's many in the Quran, but I'm going to go through these 3 which are critical as far as I'm concerned, yeah? So here's 1. So the hour of every people will come, yeah? The term of every people will come. So there's 4 places where this term is mentioned. I'm going to go through all 3 of them, all 4 of them. There's one is in chapter 7, the aware. And to all people a term, but when comes their term, not will He delay hour, and not will He bring her forward. So this basically means that when the term of a people comes, the hour comes. He's not going to push it forward or delay it. Nothing, it's going to come. It's going to destroy you. It's going to happen. And it's for every people. It's not for one or the last or one in the middle. No, all of us, all people. So this people, wherever this people began 200 years ago or 300, I don't know, I can't go further back than 110 years to even see some little thing what's been going on. But whenever this generation started, how many 100 odd years, 200 or whatever years ago, their term is coming. But when it arrives, the hour will not be delayed, and this hour will be the destruction of their whole society, of this whole setup on the earth. They will be destroyed. I mean, there's nothing going to stop that. I mean, get that through your head that we don't have power here. We can't destroy the earth, by the way. Man doesn't have the capacity to destroy the earth. So another place where the messenger is ordered to say, "Not I control to my soul bad and not benefit, except what wishes God." So I can only do what's good or bad, what God wishes, because the messenger is totally under the command of God. To all people a term, when comes their term, but not he delays hour, and not he brings her forward. So another clear indication, when your term comes, I'm not the guy who's going to term it, by the way. I'm just warning you, the term is coming. When the term arrives, there will be no pushing back the hour, and there will be no bringing her forward. It will come at that instant, whenever God decides. When he says this is the term, and I don't know when that is. Only God knows that for every generation, and the entities he puts in place to implement that. Whatever the punishment is, however he's going to destroy the people, he will put it in place that time, and nobody's going to then be forgiven at that time. Yeah. And if he grabs God, this is chapter 16, yeah. And if he grabs God, the mankind, with their wrongdoing, not left over her from creatures. So this basically tells you God is so forgiving, because if he wasn't and he accounted us for what we do wrong, there would be no creatures left over her back, and her here means the earth's back. No, there won't be no living creature left here if he actually accounted us for what we do wrong. Yeah, if he grabs us with that. But he delays them to a term fixed. But when comes their term, not he delays hour, and not he brings her forward. So again, same thing. And then the fourth place in chapter 35. And if he grabs God, the mankind, with what they earn, naught would be left over her back from creatures. Again, same thing repeated in a slightly different manner. Yeah, their wrongdoing and what they earn. So both things. God would not leave a creature on the back of this earth alive if he actually accounted us for what we earn and the wrongdoing we do. So that's how merciful he is. He gives us the term, he gives us the time, he lets us visit, he lets us make our decisions, but then when the term comes, but he delays them to a term fixed. But when comes their term? But surely God is with his servants watching. So He's watching, he's going to bring the hour. The hour is going to come, and it's coming to these people. I mean, it's obvious what is happening. So let's look at two other places where it becomes more clear what's going on with these people. This is chapter 6, starting with verse 42. And already we sent to people from before you, talking to the messenger, you here is one man. But we grabbed them with the wars and the bad times. Maybe they surely humble. Oh, have not you been grabbed by the wars and the bad times in the last 100 odd years, all throughout the last 120 years, and getting worse now? But back and forth, up and down, wars have been there, bad times have been there. But why not? Behold, came to them our war, they surely humbled, but hard their hearts, and made beautiful to them the Satan, what they're doing. So this is what Satan does. When your hearts become hard, i.e. they're sealed, you think you're fantastic. You think you're doing phenomenal things on the earth, and everything you do is just beautiful. Everybody's great. This is what's happening. He's making you think you're doing great. So when they forgot what they reminded with it, all of you have forgotten this. What I'm telling you for the last 12 years, you've forgotten this. We opened over them doors of everything. So look, all the beauty of the world and all the technology, all the luxury has been opened over you. Look at it. I mean, analyze it for yourself. This doesn't need to be made up. This is reality. Till when they rejoiced with what they brought. We grabbed them suddenly, but when they confused, but were cut backs of the people, those who wronged, and the praise to God, Lord of the knowing. So understand what's going to happen here. Yeah, this has happened. Just wait for the grabbing suddenly and you'll be confused. And your backs will be cut if you're against this book, obviously. If you're with God and with the books of God and with His messengers, you'll be fine that day. I know I'm going to be saved when the punishment of God comes and I'm still here. I mean, I hope He'll take me away before that. I don't want to witness that. It's pretty terrifying to witness the punishment of God. I mean, you don't understand what God's punishment looks like. Yeah? You can just imagine the flood that came with Noah. That's the truth. It's the absolute truth. Obviously, that happened. No matter what you say, no matter what you think, no matter what you conjecturize, that actually happened when the whole earth was submerged and only Noah and his progeny survived. That's all that survived after that. And I don't know how many survived with him. Only God knows. But he says it's a few. I mean, few can be what, 1,000, 500, when probably there were a few 100 billion people on the earth at that time, most likely, you know. So anyway, let's go to another place in chapter 17. Let's start with verse number 15. One guided, but surely what he guides to his soul, and one astray, but surely what he astray over her. So the her soul is a female, by the way. I've told you guys many times. Every soul in man's body, if woman, man is woman and man together, capital M. We are all man, female man, and male man. Yeah. So, and the soul is a her. It's a female. The souls are female, all of them. And not carries weight of another. And not we are to be punishing till we bring out messengers. So understand, the messengers have to come before the punishment comes. I'm here, so obviously the punishment is getting closer. Are there other messengers that are going to come? I don't know. I haven't found them yet. They haven't found me yet. So, okay, I'll keep waiting. It's going to happen eventually. And when we intend that we destroy a city, we command affluent of her, so they rebel in her, but true over her the saying, so we destroy her destroying. And how many we destroyed from the generation from after Noah, and enough with your Lord with crimes of his servants, awareness, sight. So this we here obviously are the angels in the spirit with the command of God. And let's look at what they're saying. When we intend to destroy a city, we command affluent of her, so they rebel in her. So now if you look at every city now, the affluent are the ones in charge. Obviously, every time when there's a rich guy, he's put in charge. Like foolish idiots, you put people who are rich on top of others because they have wealth. That is the most insane and inane idea anyone can put forth in mankind, that the rich man has to be in charge. That is the most stupid, most insane, and absolutely nonsensical idea that you can put across. And you follow it. The one who has money, he's the one in charge. The poor man, he can't be listened to. Okay, and that's what's going to bring your downfall now, because all these morons, the people who are affluent and in charge, are rebelling in the cities. Now tell me if they're not rebelling. Who is going to tell me with a straight face that they're not rebelling in the cities around the world today? Who is saying that? Are you going to tell me that the affluent are doing, they're all doing righteousness. They're all doing things to help us through this concocted disaster and catastrophe that they're inflicting over mankind for the last 6 months, yeah? All concocted. There's no reality in it, obviously. It's all a hoax. But true over her the saying. So the true is going to be true. The saying of God will be true and they will be destroying. So these two signs unequivocally, clearly are saying, and there are many others in the book, by the way. I'm just giving you the fundamental understanding why this generation is going to be destroyed soon. And you better be on the right side of that fence when the punishment of God arrives. Yeah, because if you've heard any stories from the Torah or the Injil, which is the Bible, or the Quran, you know the end is going to be vicious. God's end is vicious. He is tyrannical. His evil cannot be matched. His terrorism cannot be akin to anything you've ever imagined. So you be on the right side of God, you're fine. You'll be safe. But who is going to be on the right side of God? I don't see anyone. Most people are just obliviously following their thoughts and have no understanding of what's going on. They have no understanding of what is going on. And soon they will know, when the end comes to them, that they were all fooled by Satan. And his job is to fool us. That is his prime objective, is to deceive us with the life of this world, with the beauty of the life of this world. And guess what? Most of you out there, most of you are being deceived by the life of this world, which is a hoax. It's a deception. Understand it. It's a play. It's a play and amusement, this life. It's just play. Play and lightness. That's what it is. Treat it for what it is. It ain't anything except a hoax. So, what are you going to do? You're going to wait around for that death to come to you, or the punishment of God? Which one are you going to wait for before you turn? Oh, but when that comes, there's no turning. When the punishment of God arrives, or the death arrives to a soul, you can't believe then. And the end will be grievous for most of mankind. As God has stated clearly, at least 3 to 4 times in the Quran, God's words are this: to my surely filling hell with the demons and the men all together. So be warned, it's coming. I'll keep warning till it comes, or I'm dead. So till the next time I come back, peace and ponder.